How are you?
Hello, you rotted creature. How are you?
I'm doing well. You know what? Are we live yet? Or is
We're
this
live.
just
It's already happening. Like we are already live, girl. It is
okay?
fully happening.
Well, I woke up confused because when I was told we're going to talk about UK season, I have not watched the finale, but I am so fucking confused with 900 versions of Drag Race happening at once. I can't. I can't. Can you? Can you keep up?
Listen, you know that I'm like such a fucking super fan for this shit. So yeah, girl, I make time. I love this shit. I'm such a I'm a junkie face for. I mean, I even took the versions where don't it's kind of hard for me because to school in Atlanta and I can't read.
Yeah.
But just yeah, bitch, let me recap for you because bitch, I will recap and we can get it popping like that, honey. Because I love talking about this shit nonstop.
Okay, but this blows my mind because to be honest with you, I had to take a minute and I'm like, okay, I got to figure out who's left. And then I realized I had somebody from another season. I had fucking bag of chips in there because I'm looking at social media and that's all I fucking see is everybody talking about it. And I can't keep up with who's who because they compare everybody from other seasons, as you know. So then I'm like, all right, let me look at the list. Let me make sure I'm accurate before I go on here because for some reason, Tina Burner was
Tina
all
Burner.
over my feed this morning. So I'm like, you got to break it down for me. And I know who the top four are. I do know that. I do know what they look like. I do know what they contributed. I do know why people are mad, but we can break it down. Okay, so go ahead. Take me on the journey.
Wait, text Jamie. I'm listening. I think there might be in your audio for a second, so we're gonna be me too. So I'm turning my a little bit. We're just doing a little bit of tech issues here. So I have audio, my game a little bit, and
how's mine? Is my audio shit?
I think better. Well, is it still clipping? We are checking with our audio people in the way. I think that this may have helped out a bit for a.
I'm losing you. Oh shit.
Oh shit! Well, don't worry. I got to figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. Once we am prepared. All right, can you hear me now, Bianca?
I can hear you now. Yes, I didn't know if it was my prepaid phone causing all the confusion. Times
Okay,
are hard.
so girl, times is coronavirus. First of all, before we check in, I need if you are one of the 932 people listening to me and Bianca right now, let me start by saying thank you for joining us. Feel free to follow us right here on the Stereo app. I go live with Monet Exchange. I go live with different people all the time. My partner Jacob. I go live with Mateo Lane. We all discuss many, many, many different things on the Stereo app. But let me say right now, and listen to me well. If you are listening to this fucking live stereo session, there will be spoilers for Drag Race UK, including who won, and there will also be spoilers for RuPaul's Drag Race yesterday. If you have not watched, get the fuck off the internet.
I mean, do we really have to say that at this point in time? I am so fascinated by these people that get their ass all pissed off, but you're on social media. That's where it is. It's like all of a sudden you're scrolling through Grindr and a man shows up your door and you're like, what? Oh, I didn't need a man. I didn't plan on seeing a man. No, that's what you were doing. You were on there. You know that man is there.
It's
So
that embarrassing thing where you order the pizza and then the pizza shows up and you goes, "Who ordered this? Bitch, you did. You ordered
did.
pizza. You know what
Your
happened."
hungry ass ordered the pizza. You ordered the little cake with it. You ordered the brownie bites. You ordered the
Oh my
chicken wings.
god, the lava cakes!
Oh, I
Listen.
love.
I don't want to sound super LA, but I'm keto right now, and I've not had a piece of cake. The only cake I've eaten has an asshole on it.
Wait a minute. Talk to me a minute. When did you become keto? What kind of fuckery is this?
Well, bitch, I gained COVID-19. No, bitch, COVID-40. I gained 40 fucking pounds, and
Are you,
you're one of those folks who just you got famous and you got rich, you got skinnier. The more money I made, the fatter I kept getting.
Wait a minute. First of all, fame and rich. That's making me laugh. No, I'm on my way out to see Jesus. So I'm just slowly morphing into bones. That's just what's happening to me. I'm on my deathbed. But no, I didn't think 40 pounds. Damn, bitch. So now you're
Yeah,
on
girl.
Keto is your thing.
Well, I saw a picture of myself and I thought it was Monet, and I said it's time to.
I was gonna say, if you want to lose 200 pounds, just get rid of Monet.
I saw a picture of myself and said, "Damn, Monet looks. Oh my God, that's me." So I have lost some weight, so I'm getting back down. But again, I'm going to reiterate this because I got into an argument last night. I don't know. Did you watch last night's episode of US by any chance?
I did not yet. No, bitch, because we had shows. We were here doing the show, so I got clip notes.
So last night they were like they were selling these sodas, and Rose was like, "I'm selling us my soda is a hangover cure, and it helps you focus and it gives you energy." I was like, "Bitch, that's called cocaine."
Ain't that the truth? Well, it's true. I mean, it's really not a hangover remedy if you just keep doing it from the night before. Speaking from experience.
But I tweeted it out, and someone was like, "Oh my God, spoiler!" And then I got into it. I love a Twitter fight, so I told the person, I said, "Get your ass off the internet before I spoil the episode for you." Also, by the way, Lawrence Chaney won Drag Race, and they kept harassing me, and I said, "Okay, Tina Burner went home. Whatever, bye." And then it was a whole thing.
And Neil Armstrong got on the moon. Anything else you need to know?
Yeah, I tweeted. I said the Titanic sank, Dumbledore dies, Vader is Luke's father, Kim was robbed in season 8, Trump lost in the 2020 election. It was Agatha all along. Valentina won Miss Congeniality. It was Dean fan favorite. Scar kills Mufasa. Like, what else am I missing?
That's perfect.
Jesus dies. Perfect. Jesus dies, but he comes back in the end. It was a plot twist. The Bible was the original M. Night Shyamalan. Like, Jesus.
I always say the Bible was Reddit for a bunch of old faggots in robes. They were just making up shit. Girl, then there's a snake. Girl, then there's this. And it just continued, and it's not real. Nobody sat down and wrote that. That's just a bunch of faggots on Reddit for friends of Jesus telling a story. That's what that is. Gossiping.
You won't believe it. And then out of nowhere, all of a sudden, a snake was talking. Okay, all right, girl, Matthew.
Girl,
Matthew, you really...
Some sissy fag sitting in the forest going, "Okay, girl, now the snake's going to come and say hey, and then there's going to be an apple." Yeah, that's exactly it. That's a fag thing. That was a keto diet. That was the start of the keto diet.
The snake was a skinny twink with a lisp. Like, girl, so what's up? All right, we have a comment. Let's take our first comment already.
Okay.
It is from Danny.
Okay, this doesn't pertain to UK, but did y'all know Dr. Phil was a fan of Drag Race US? Because I just saw that on Twitter and I'm gagged.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw it, Bianca, but last night Dr. Phil tweeted out how much he loves Katie Muse.
Okay, now this is my thing. Y'all think Dr. Phil was, first of all, Dr. Phil is full of shit because he's not even a real doctor. But you don't think for a minute that RuPaul probably paid him or something, some fuckery, because he had to be hacked. I can't imagine his walrus-looking ass all interested in Drag Race all of a sudden. It didn't seem a little too suspicious.
We should call him Mr. Phil. Mr. Phillip.
Because he's not a doctor.
I mean, listen, I would say you're a doctor like Dr. Dre.
there you go. Dr. Dre is correct. I'm just like blown away by it because out of nowhere it came. And maybe if it had been one tweet about RuPaul, I would have went, all right, that seems real. But then the fact that he was doing a play-by-play, it's got to be some fag who, kind of hacked his account. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, the question is, do each one of the tweets say #ad? Because if it does, man, bitch, I don't know, Paramount Plus is really working hard.
It's a family. Paramount Plus is a family, honey. They're trying to get all connected and get in on all the dibs. I don't know. I just find it rather odd. But I mean, if Dr. Phil's a freak, I would believe he's a freak because I did see his house in Architectural Digest. He was selling a house.
What was going on? Listen, yeah. I'm a minimalist. I'll admit that. I have like barely any furniture.
Well, you're a minimalist. You're a minimalist until it comes to food. But yeah, I understand.
But I was like, what is this? It looked like Liberace was a gay cowboy. It was crazy.
Yes, but it also looked like he ordered everything from the Sky Mall catalog on a plane. You know that little magazine they got with all that shit in there?
This is what, let me say, if you go look at Dr. Phil's home in Culture Digest, this is what happens, or Architecture Digest, this is what happens when you don't have any gay friends. This is
Not at
what
all.
happens when no gay people in your life. You end
Well,
up living like Dr. Phil.
maybe that was the case. Maybe his house was shown. It was ugly. He got bad press. So then he's like, let me get in touch with the gays. So he started watching Drag Race. Maybe that's it. Maybe
Right?
that's the plan.
Before we hop into the UK, let's take one more comment. Here we go.
Okay.
It is from Nathaniel Campbell.
Okay, please be honest just for 1 second. On the level of 1 to fuming, what was your feeling about Bimini not winning? I love Lawrence Chaney, don't get me wrong, but what happened?
Okay, I'll catch you up, Bianca. First of all, on a level of 1 to fuming, I'm like tepid. I think that Lawrence Chaney did an amazing fucking job on Drag Race UK. Lawrence Chaney killed it. Lawrence Chaney, I think they're mad because Lawrence Chaney has some very human moments. Lawrence Chaney's also 23 years old. Lawrence Chaney is a Drag Race superfan who is living their dreams by being on Drag Race UK. And I am not remotely interested in contributing to the narrative that Lawrence Chaney somehow robbed Bimini Bun Boulash. Bimini was also great. And if Bimini would have won, she also would have deserved it. Now, I'm not saying the same thing for Ellie Diamond and Taste, but
well, I mean, first and foremost, what's great, what I like about Lawrence is actually talented and funny. And I'm not saying that Bimini's not, but this is also the game. You know how it is. We get into the situation, you go away, you get cast, you have a minute to gather your looks. You go and you do this show, then you go away from the show. They have the extra monkey wrench in the monkey, whatever the fuck that saying is, where they had to go away and then come back again. So that, of course, is going to fuck with you. But in the end, it's that you're just so happy for it to be over. Pick anybody, pick somebody, and then you move on, especially with the UK where there's like no large prize money or anything. It's like, look, they're all going to be fine. And let's be real. What is the saying? Whenever anything goes wrong, you always have all-stars. If you get cancer, always have all-stars. If you get gonorrhea, you always have all-stars. I mean, that's the way we work now. I mean, they put up an entire list of who's going to be on all-stars hours after the other person they don't want wins. So I think it's just the process. So I think let somebody win. Come on. What's the big fucking deal? It's not the end of the world. And he's talented. If he wasn't talented, then I would go, oh, girl, that was rough.
Exactly. I think that Lawrence did a good job. And again, I reiterate, I do think that if Bimini would have won, it would have been amazing. Like for me, it was Team Bimini, Team Lawrence all the way. Lawrence had a really strong beginning. Bimini was really strong after. To point it out, Bimini, when they got back from quarantine, I think there were 5 episodes after quarantine. There were 5 episodes, and Bimini won 4 of those 5, and Lawrence won the 3 before that. So, the 2 girls were pretty neck and neck the whole time. I was gagged that they sent Ellie Diamond through to the finale, even despite the fact that she clearly wasn't. Because if you go to the finale with 0 wins, and you've been to the bottom, I don't even know how you can hype yourself up to keep competing. You know what I mean?
Well, do you think I think this is always the big question that I that I see or that I have is that, okay, let's just say you've done bad in the challenge, or they didn't say you've done okay in the challenge, and then your runway is not liked by chance. Now, remember, we're looking at this esteemed panel of second-rate judges that have an opinion on what you're wearing. But in the end, here it is, and then you have the lip sync for your life. Now, with the lip sync, do you feel that the lip sync can override your performance in the challenge and the runway? Or do you feel that it actually contributes to the negativity of it, and that's not the saving point because you did so good in the challenge and the runway? How do you feel about it? Do you feel like it's clean slate and then the lip sync determines?
Well, then we have to go back to this episode of Drag Race America, and again, spoiler for last night's episode. I am not under the disillusion that I ever thought Tina Burner was going to win Drag Race, but I thought that Tina Burner was really good in last night's episode. I was completely shocked that she was in the bottom. I think that they end up, they're dressed as Beast, right? So Tina's dressed up as like a big hodgepodge, like voodoo doll,
teddy bear thing.
Teddy bear. And Utica is dressed as like a glamorous, like she looks almost like if Maleficent went to a ball, kind of, but with sad little horns. And the song is My Humps by Fergie. So they're doing, Tina's doing this really funny performance with all these cool moves, and Utica's doing this spooky rendition of My Humps.
Wait a
And
minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The description is spooky. Spooky.
yeah,
That's what I look like when I do choreography. I am very spooky, witchy, and mysterious.
well, she's like moving her hands. You know the thing you didn't know where she wiggles her fingers around and like she put. Let me explain to y'all. She raises her elbows up, slightly above her ears, puts her hands right in front of her face, and wiggles them left to right while
We
doing very large mouth gestures.
we call that sexy. I call that foreplay.
Yeah.
I mean, just be real.
So she's doing like that thing to my humps like Fergie, which probably came out when Utica was in first grade. And and you know when my humps came out, Tina Burner was still dating Graham Norton.
Oh, baby, those were the days. Ooh, I have been drunk with Graham Norton and gotten the dirt. Ooh, mama. Good
Yeah,
time.
that's what, oh, the dirt. That's what Graham Norton calls when he pulled it out of Tina. The dirt girl.
Remnants of love.
But anyway, so yeah, I think that sometimes there's a moment where like the judges are just sick of a contestant and they just want to get rid of them, because I think that Tina's look was better. I think that Tina's video was better, and I think that her lip sync was better. But somehow Utica got to stay. So if I was a judge, which clearly I'm not, you know, you and I were back on Logo. We didn't even get the privilege of being on VH1.
No, we did. You know what's so great? You know, we lucked out. I know I did, because we filmed it in HD, but because we were on Logo, it didn't air in HD. So I'm like, thank you, sweet Jesus, because I look at these bitches now. I mean, girl, it's like prison lighting. I'm like,
it's shady.
ooh,
It's shady.
ooh, I just love it when they, and this is what I usually get my information from, is when they do the runway and they're looking all busted, and then they post this fabulous, glamorous photo online going, this was my look. Yeah, bitch. Yeah.
Exactly. But also, where they really get them is in Untucked, because on stage, they look pretty fine.
Yeah, Untucked, they don't care.
Untucked, girl, listen, to every girl right now, listen, if you ever go back to Drag Race, bring a ring light.
Yeah,
carry it around.
Or wear bangs. Just wear bangs. Just bring a pair of bangs and just slap them on right when you walk into Untucked, and it will save your life. Well, what's so crazy about the season 13, not the UK, but America, first of all, I'm exhausted. I don't care anymore. And I've only picked up on a couple of episodes. Like, I don't give a shit. Just pick anybody. I don't care at this point. As I said before, you know, Rue doesn't care anymore. I mean, let's be honest. She picked Aquaria. So the point is, just get somebody and just make it happen. But I'm at that point now where Tina Burner, I didn't know if the red and the yellow worked against her the whole time. If they were, like you said, if they were sick of her at the end and just thought, okay, this is our chance to say goodbye to her. Or I thought she kind of did an amazing lip sync. I thought she did a better job at the lip sync. So I thought maybe that would save her. But then, you know what I mean? It kind of negates each other.
Yeah,
it's weird.
I agree. I will say this. Our questions are probably we're gonna get to our questions, Chris. I'm gonna say this and we're gonna get to our questions. I do genuinely think that they just did not want her there anymore. Like, she did a good job on the social media, the musical. Tina Burner was the star of that. She was. Correct. I mean, Rose and Tina Burner both did a good job, but Tina Burner and that happened to be the best she looked, because she wore bangs.
Told you. When you don't have a forehead, you got to wear bangs. And I'm friends with Tina. Wear bangs. What is wrong with bangs? Or as they say in the UK, fringe. Put some fucking fringe.
Tina's eyebrows go right into her hairline. It's kind of remarkable. Let's take a question from BB Hacks Wikipedia.
Hi, Bob and Bianca. I love you both so much. You're both absolutely iconic. This is an iconic stereo app moment. Bianca, I just watched your In Bed with Joan, and it's the funniest video on the internet. My question for you is whether you thought the other queens felt awkward about Ellie Diamond coming back into the workroom with them. Kind of felt like, to me, they just wanted to be like them three. Love you both. Bye.
Yeah, I agree. It was Ellie Diamond was like a third wheel on a date, because it felt like no one, and this is not me being shady. I know y'all think that. I know y'all think whenever Bob the Drag Queen says anything about a white twink, the internet goes crazy. They're like, Bob bullies white twinks.
No, you like to have sex with them. You like to have sex with white twinks. You don't want to bully them. Maybe you bully them into sex. I don't know.
But it felt like was when Ellie Diamond was in, like, Ellie Diamond was one of those folks who was in the finale and kept saying stuff like, "These girls better watch out for me because I could still win." Bitch,
Girl.
no. It's the finale. You have 0 wins. You've been in the bottom last week. In what world?
Well, you know what that is? That's
What?
the confidence of a 21-year-old. I mean, remember, all of these queens, no one was above 26 years old. So think about that for a minute. 26, 21, 23, and 25. That's the age range of the top 4 in the UK. That's insane to me. I have been doing drag 25 fucking years. You know, it's wild that's what we're dealing with in there. So sometimes that confidence is amazing. It doesn't always translate, but it's kind of the same way when you're an old queen and sometimes they go, "Ooh, I don't like her." You know what I mean? So it's
for sure.
Yeah.
Can I tell you what really gagged me? I don't want to sound shady, but I Googled how old Joe Black was, and I was gagged.
How
Joe
old?
Black is like 31.
Wow. The water is harder in the UK.
Don't drink from the Thames.
Bitch, I guess moisturizer, it does not exist over there. But you know, I mean, that's a different lifestyle. You know, they're not on the keto diet like you, honey, living in your California mansion.
She's 31, which means when she filmed, she was probably 30. And I was like, bitch, you know, like Glenn Close. Glenn Close is 75.
She is.
What is girl, lay off the haggis. All right, let's take a question from Jacob Newman.
Bangers.
They're amazing, but what was that final song about? Like, there's been a pattern in the last couple of seasons of Drag Race UK where the girl group challenge is really strong, but then the final song is just really weird. I don't know. It was very strange to listen to.
Is that person Jacob? Are you hiding in an attic? Why the fuck are you whispering?
What is going on? Is she in Amsterdam? Is she like in a museum and can't be bothered? Girl, that whisper message. I mean,
what are you? Do your parents not know you listen to drag queens on stereo?
They don't know you're gay. Girl, are you in church?
I will say, I think you're right, Jacob. There is this thing where, like, UK.
Wait, you heard the question?
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
What was it?
Well, Bianca, you don't have hearing aid in. You can't use.
Can't hear it.
You can't use your hearing aid and interface with the cell phone. I know it's the whole thing. Listen, the question was, isn't it weird how the girl group challenge, like UK Hun or Break Up Bye Bye, is always stronger than the final song? And it's true. UK Hun is a fucking banger. I listen to that shit all the time. And that final song, girl,
Well, I must tell you, anytime I hear drag queen and song, I already fucking cringe. I just don't understand it. There's a lot of people that don't need to be singing. Now, I love a little bop and I love a little song that can pull me in. But yeah, I do get fearful unless you are a singer. I'm usually not interested in it. But that's me with any drag queen singing. You know, I cringe automatically. But I must say that the final song is good, but you know, I don't like anything anyway. So who am I to judge?
Exactly. Yeah, I was like this. It was just not good. And also, the mixing was weird. Like the lip sync was off from the.
Yeah, didn't I thought one of the big comments that I saw was that they couldn't hear the verses because the music was too loud. Was that what the big problem? Yeah.
Yeah, they should bring back MNEK. MNEK. I think it's because MNEK does the mid-show song, and they don't even show who does the last song. I'm like, y'all should bring MNEK back because obviously the mid-show song is the fucking bop of the season. All right, we're gonna take a comment from Bailey Goodwin, who we were hoping is not in church whispering.
Loved this season of Drag Race UK, but when I watch it, I find myself wishing I was in their shoes. I wish I was on the TV. So do you two have any audition tips for auditioning for Drag Race?
People hate when I give audition tips because it sounds like so cheesy, but honestly, you just have to, like, if you're auditioning for Drag Race, they want to see you. They want you to be yourself. You don't try to and okay and like fake it or give them something they're not, because once you get there, if you can't deliver that, you're gonna end up looking crazy as hell.
Yeah, I don't think people realize what a pressure cooker it is. I think that what happens is the idea of the show, or I want to be on because I have fierce looks and I do this. Yeah, but there's a lot involved. You have to be a human being, number one. How you operate as a human being is a whole nother dynamic. But in the end, you really are trapped. You're cut off from everyone else in the world. You don't have your computers. You don't have your phone. You kind of get in your own head. Some people sink, some people swim, and I think that you just need to be aware of yourself, which is why it's always tricky when you have young queens who feel like, well, my look is the most important. And then you've got some gay designer online going, I made that look. That look is fierce. Well, that's a different, that doesn't constitute as being a good contestant. It does require some work, and you need to know yourself. Those cameras are on you for quite a few hours, and you just got to be prepared for anything they throw at you. You don't get hours to get ready. I mean, literally, it's like, yeah, you get 2 hours, but then they're going to stop you and talk to you and have a camera in your face, and you got to cry and tell your sob story. So it's not an easy situation, but you need to adapt to the environment. You got to just roll with the punches. And a lot of people don't realize that.
And when we say they take your phone away, we don't mean just your cell phone. They go in your hotel room. They take that phone away. Like you have no access to the outside world. You see, it was quarantining. I quarantined 6 years ago today.
Yes. It's wild. And when you do it, you think you've got it all figured out, and you just don't know what's around the corner. And I think because I was older, I was 37 when I did it. The great thing was I was happy because I thought, ooh, I have no phone. That's a fucking treat. I have no computer. Great. No distraction. My rent is paid, barely. Thank God. All I could focus on was the challenge. But then I had other people in the cast who couldn't deal with not having their phone, couldn't deal with not smoking weed, couldn't deal with talking to people on a daily basis. When you get old, you begin to hate people. So it made it a lot easier for me. It was a vacation.
Let's take a question from a comment from Amber Dawn Homan.
So my question is, do you think that halting filming due to the pandemic helped or hurt some of the queens?
I'll start off. I think it helped and hurt. I think it really helped Bimini. Bimini came back with, I don't know, one of the most amazing returns. I know they all came back. Everyone got eliminated. They all came back. But Jesus Christ, she did a Dua Lipa, a full 180. It was remarkable what she did when she came back. And I think that inspired. I think that helps her make it to the finale personally.
Yeah, and you know what, though? I mean, how lucky to have that opportunity to come back. So I praise anybody who took the time to come back. And, literally sometimes when you're thrown into the pressure cooker, as I was saying, you don't realize what's going on. I mean, how lucky to get a break and then to come back and go, oh, I got it figured out, bitch. I'm going in for the kill. So kudos. And I think, you and I both say this, Bob, but I guess it's harder for people to understand because we both were lucky enough to win. But in the end, I always feel with the people that I was with that we all won, like Adore won, Courtney won. We were given this platform and we're all doing 3 different things because we're 3 different fucking people. But sometimes, as I've told Adore, I said it was even better that she didn't win because the rest of her life, somebody's going, you should have won. You should have won. You were my favorite, so it's kind of good in a way. And there's people that hate me. So it's just what it is. You know what I mean? It's just part of the game. I think she'll be fine. And, she's gorgeous and got great looks. And, it's wonderful that that's she'll elevate and work and be happy. Yeah.
Whenever I'm with Kim and Naomi, I'm always like, we all won. I mean, mostly me, but we all won.
Yeah. Well, I got the check, but I'm not stupid. Now, I wouldn't be saying that if I'd have lost, but I'm saying it.
But I'm here on the pedestal. I always say whenever we're together, someone's like, Naomi and Kim, season 8, top 3, and I'm like, Bob the Drag Queen, season 8, top 1. All right, let's take the only good thing about winning Drag Race is not so much, I mean, I'm not even going to say it's the money. I'm not going to say it's notoriety. The best thing is to tell the other 2 people you were with that they lost. That's it. That's the only joy there is. It has nothing to do with anything else. I mean, I don't care about an article or a spread in a magazine. No, I just love telling the other 2, you tried. That's all I like to do. I get something even better. My best friend won the second time. I will never let Monet ever forget that I won Drag Race with one prize.
Wait, I got a question. This is a question
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever asked you in all these years, and I've known you when you used to be skinny. But I wanted to know, I'm going to post that picture of you skinny. There's a good one of us.
My God.
But I'm asking, though, how many times did you audition?
I auditioned 4 times. On my 4th audition, I made it. I know you were the one audition queen of the world.
I was,
yeah. I had to do it 4 times. I mean,
Yeah,
imagine someone like Nina West, who I think auditioned at 11 times or 10 times. It was wild.
Oh, well, and now what's she doing? She's reading stories to the children. And this is another thing. When someone asked me to read to the children, I'm like, what am I going to do? Story time with kids. Like this, back in my day, if you wanted to get around a kid, you got a white van with no windows and a dirty mattress. That's how you met kids. Here's some candy. But these bitches are doing story time, which I can't. What am I going to teach kids how to say fuck? What am I going to do with the kids?
I mean, it's true. I also want to give a shout out to Jamie. Thank you, Jamie, for moderating our chat.
Yes.
Let's take a question from RJ.
I definitely think Bimini should have won, but I'm happy for Lawrence. I mean, after all, it is RuPaul's Drag Race, and RuPaul definitely showed that she loved Lawrence throughout the whole thing, so it's her damn decision.
Yeah, I think too, y'all gotta remember this. RuPaul loves to laugh. So not always, but often RuPaul loves funny. Oh my God. I just thought about this last night. It was so funny because there was a moment last night in the episode. Sorry, I got sidetracked. During US where Rose and Tina were arguing about who's the funniest this season. And I kept being like, actually, you're both wrong. No one's talking about this. Gottmik is the funniest person on this season. No one is discussing this. They're acting like she's only this fashion queen. Let me tell you right now, Gottmik has consistently been the funniest fucking person on Drag Race season 13, hands down. And during the episode during the Bossy Ross episode, the way it works out is Olivia was doing the physical comedy.
Yes.
But Gottmik was having to actually write the jokes on the spot. So Olivia would do something. Yeah, Olivia would do something silly, and then Gottmik on the spot had to basically write a joke and get the laugh. So it was a back and forth, and not to mention the challenge with the snatch game, which is long. It's improv. Y'all don't realize you're improvising for like an hour and a half.
Oh, girl, it's never ending. But you know what? Also, I think this is the thing. This is the problem. I think when people watch the show, they so quickly label all the queens. Oh, you're a fashion queen. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're a comedy queen. Well, they only call you a comedy queen when you're ugly. That doesn't mean you're funny. They just say, and bitch, Bob, first of all, you and Raja called me ugly. Now, we still have to talk about that, you fucking cunt bag. I've got pictures of you that prove otherwise, you ugly bitch. But in the end, they call you ugly when you're a comedy queen because it just puts you in a different category. But it doesn't always mean you're funny, Like our season, they called Darian Lake a bitch, but Darian Lake is fucking hysterical.
So
and everything Darian Lake said, I was cackling at. But of course, the edit shows, me looking serious. Like I would never be offended by anything Darian said. So it is a tricky thing. Somehow they start to believe, oh, I'm a comedy queen. No, you're not.
Yeah, Darren Lake is legit one of the funniest queens to be on Drag Race. She should be Jennifer Coolidge. Also, by the way, congrats to Darren Lake for an amazing amount of weight loss that she's been going through lately.
Amazing. She came out to see me in Palm Springs. She looked so fabulous. I was like, good for you, bitch. Yes.
And also, I want to say, I'm not saying that that being skinnier is better. I'm just saying that Darren Lake has been working toward losing weight, and I'm congratulating her on reaching her goal. That is all I'm saying.
No, and Darian, I is my age, so it's one of those things where it's like for a healthy life and getting older, and she's in a place where it all worked out. I'm like, good for you. I remember when we did Drag Race, Darian Lake said what she wanted to do was remodel her bathroom and change her roof on her house. And sure enough, she did it. I went, good for you. Those were her goals. I said, you do it. Her bathroom is lovely too. Nice.
Darren's your age? She's a bicentennial? No, I'm kidding. All right.
Shut up, actually, you know what? I think she's a little older, but she always says that I'm older. She's just a troll.
Well,
but I love her.
I got in trouble for this one time, and I'm gonna say it again. I don't care. Have you ever Googled how old BB Sahara Benet is?
No. Why would I Google her
Girl,
anyway? I have no
all I'm
interest.
saying is, I don't know how BB hacked Google, but
No.
that is just not how old she is. That's just
I'm Googling now.
not.
Hold on. I'm
Is
Googling.
And if you really want to gag, you should also Google how old. They're gonna kill me. I better stop. I should stop. Jason from
I,
the Pit Crew put his age on. I don't know how he says his age. And I was like, if that is your age, you must have been on the Pit Crew and you were like 17 years old.
wait a
Like
minute.
something.
Wait a minute. BB claims to be 40.
I was like, oh,
Wait, is that her head measurement? Is that her head measurement? 40? I don't believe. No. If she's 40, I'm 21. Fuck that bitch. No.
I was like, I don't think we're 5 years. Anyway, let's take this one. Here we go. This is from Austin.
It's from
Bianca
BB.
always makes fun of Drag Race, not watching Drag Race, all these jokes. Just curious, Bianca, besides you on Drag Race, what do you actually like about Drag Race? Is there anything you do actually like about Drag Race?
Well, let me just explain me in a nutshell. I am one of those people that at a time when everybody loved Glee, I hated Glee just because everybody liked it. I hated anything American Horror Story because everybody liked it. I'm just one of those where I don't even have to watch it. I can just chime in on it. But with Drag Race in particular, I don't know if Bob is like super fan because he's crazy, but it's different for me. I've been behind the curtain, so it's kind of weird when I watch it because then I have to find some level of authenticity. Does that make sense? Like now, for instance, season 13, I know Tina Burner on the show, so it's this weird thing where I'm going, I know Tina Burner, we've been friends for years, yada yada. Is this really how she is? Is this what it's about? And then I get frustrated with it. So yeah, I like the runways of the show. I like to see, what people are wearing and what they consider creative. And I also just love the foolishness of the show. But I can't deal with the sob stories and I can't deal with the crying. I can't with any of that. So the visual aspect of it, I do like.
Another question was, Bianca, do you like anything?
No, I don't. I don't like anything at all.
Let's take a question from Fox.
I know the BBC is really just public funding, but they really need, for season 3, they need to give some sort of cash prize. Like, give Veronica her money, please.
Yeah, I mean, who's Veronica?
I don't know.
Veronica Green? Anyway, whatever. Yeah. So I'm not British. By the way, if you watch Drag Race UK, you would swear that Michelle Visage is British. She.
Girl, don't get me started. Don't get me started. But in the end, it is kind of fascinating that I don't know. I mean, look, to how do you explain it? When people, I'm sure there's a very long list of what people think needs to happen to Drag Race, and I guess that's just one of the things that, yeah, they should have, a chunk of money. But back in the day, even if you didn't have a large prize, we got to work. We had a year in between each season. So you got to make your rounds and do your gay prides and go to all the local bars and perform, which I experienced. I believe you experienced too, because you were 8.
Yeah.
I don't know if that happens anymore. So even if the prize wasn't big, we at least had the opportunity to travel the world within a year before another season was announced. So I think that's missing. So I can't even give that to the girls now because I can't say, oh, they'll be fine. I don't know. I mean, what happened to those season 12 girls? It's wild how quickly the show is moving and now in different areas, because even us performing in America, we could go to the UK and perform. Well, now they got their own, Australia has their own. So it does kind of limit it. So I do feel for them. And also now, this, Bob, I mean, I had a week and a half to pack up for Drag Race. Now it's like, thousands of dollars on these costumes for these girls that they're wearing. And sometimes they're eliminated before they can wear all this shit. So you're in debt before you even go on the fucking show, which is wild to me.
It is wild. And people make fun of me and Bianca because, sometimes I'll tell people I spent like $2,000. They go, we can tell. I'm like, not to sound like Bianca, but I still fucking won.
Right. Well, And I also think so that's, I mean, I love it when I see the designers, these fags that hot glue shit and then they scream about it and say, oh, well, we feel blah, 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 blah. Well, the show ain't about you, faggot. It's not fucking Project Runway. Go do that. In the end, it's a drag queen that's presenting themselves however they get what they get. But in the end, I didn't have the time. And also at 37 years old, I know what works for me. If you're going to see me out there in some leather bondage costume, can't you imagine that sex appeal would ruin the world?
I would gag if you had a show called Stitchin' and Bitchin', a costume design competition. I would.
Let's do it.
I want to be on the ground like that show. Stitchin' and Bitchin' with Bianca Del Rio, where you have designers come in and then I don't know, that would be amazing because I love costumes. Like drag has got me so into costume design now.
Yeah, I know. And there's an art to costuming. There's an art to drag, but it's also finding what works for you. So sometimes that's what kind of throws me off. This is one thing I do hate about Drag Race. It's sometimes when I see these queens, I'm like, yeah, that's a great look, but I know who made it. And it's like, it doesn't necessarily seem authentic. We had a lot of design challenges in our day, but that was also what drag was. So it is a different beast. But I hope if these girls don't get a prize money, I hope they realize that don't go into debt before you go on the fucking show, girl. Especially when there's 19 seasons right after you. It's a lot of money kind of pissing in the wind.
The thing about it, obviously, it is illegal for the BBC to give out prize money because it is publicly funded, and that's the law they have in the UK. But also, I mean, if y'all want to fucking give Lauren some money, start a fucking GoFundMe and then fucking send it to her. I don't fucking know. Like, do it. You know what? Honestly, if you really want her to have some money, go fucking send Lauren Chaney $10 right now. Go to her show. Buy a ticket to her show. They're traveling around the UK right now. Go buy some fucking merchandise. Like, you don't have to wait for RuPaul to support your queen. You can support the queen yourself.
I will donate $1,000. I will donate $1,000 to that bitch if somebody can find me BB Zahara Benet's birth certificate. So if I can find out how old BB is, I will donate $1,000 to Lawrence. And you know what's crazy? About the UK is that if you get, so let's say if they offered $100,000, they get to keep $100,000. There's no taxes on prize money in the UK, unlike America. Yes, in the UK, there is no, when you go on one of those shows and you get the money, you get to keep it tax-free, which is even more upsetting because, we had to pay more than half. I think I paid $52,000 off my 100.
That's wild.
Taxes. Yeah. So that's even worse.
Yeah.
Doesn't that depress you?
Yeah, that is wild. But on the plus side, at least we got something, the Vivian always says the girls win more for a lip sync. For a mini challenge, the girls win more for winning the reading challenge than she won for the whole season.
Wait, was it Monet that tweeted about supermarket sweep that gives you $100,000 or $10,000? Like, girl, that's the ticket.
But also, can I say this gag too? And I know this is gonna sound ungrateful, but I would actually much rather have won a Peter badge or some cash. Because right now in America, there's no more silly prizes in the middle of the show. They're giving out cash, and then you gotta give out repeater badges. I won like $3,500 in sunglasses, and they were horrible. They were the worst sunglasses. They were like shit. It was like regular sunglasses with stuff glued to them. Kimchi won fabric from a company that closed before the episode aired. I believe that Sasha Velour won hamburgers, and she's a vegan. Those prizes are dumb. But a Peter badge is actually fierce. I know listen, if you are one of the 1,100 people listening right now, I'm Bob the Drag Queen. This is Bianca Del Rio. We have about 15 more minutes here in the Stereo app. We are talking about Drag Race UK and the last episode of Drag Race America. We have a question on deck from Dario Deodati.
Hey Bob. Hey Bianca. I just wanted to ask, which one of these UK queens would you like to see on an eventual international All-Star season? Kisses to you both. Bye.
Who do you want to see on international All-Stars season?
Girl, I don't care. Listen, this is the thing. When it comes to
I love you so much.
No, I just love all this fucking phantom football league playing bullshit. First of all, everybody loves to put this together. And once you say who you think, then they create a whole site where they're discussing who's going to win the challenges and who's got it mapped out. Look, first and foremost, you got to be asked, okay? And if they ask you, and if you're in the right place to want to do it, you go and do it. That's that. It depends on where you are mentally. Some people have gone on this show, and I could say they're amazing, they're great, they'll do wonderful, but probably they're burnt out or just don't want to be fucking bothered with it. I think, in my personal opinion, a little bit of time in between your season and when you go on for an All-Stars is really kind of good, you know, and knowing who is on All-Stars 46 in America next. I know a couple of people that are on there, and I went, this is her time. This is a good place. This is a person that is going to come out and redeem themselves. You know, everybody, every now and then you'll get the Roxy situation where her season, she, you know, looked like a beast, and then, not physically looked like a beast, but I meant personality. And then she came back and redeemed herself. And I'm like, now that was enough time. She figured out what was going on. She knew what was happening, you know, the first time and knew not to repeat it. And I went, okay, I think that's good. So I think there should be a little bit of time. So I don't want to put some bitch's name out there going, you should come right back. No, because it's more money, more headache. And if they're in the right space, sure. But I just don't know if that's the case.
I mean, for selfish reasons, I would love to see Bimini back on Drag Race. I'd love to see Lawrence back on Drag Race. I would love to see the Irish girl that I really enjoy. Oh my God, the Irish girl who does all the makeup, Blue Hydrangea. I would love to see Blue Hydrangea, but that's just because I really enjoy. And also, if you watch Drag Race UK, it is so clear that RuPaul enjoys them more than she enjoys us. Like, she's having fun.
Wait a minute. Don't say us. No, the current seasons, not us. She enjoyed us.
It's true. She's having fun with us. She was like, because people would say stuff, they'd be like, RuPaul. I was like, I don't know. She was having fun. She was like dancing and making jokes.
It was good time.
Yeah. In the UK versus what she's doing in America, it's like she don't give a fuck about. It's like she has two families. She's like, I gotta go visit my dumbass fucking American family. Anyway, love you, babes. All right, let's take. We have a comment from Dario again. Okay, here we go.
Also, there is no way around it, but like Tace completely won that lip sync. Like, I don't think anyone else was watching the other girls but Tace. I mean,
yeah, in that final number, despite how Tace was the shining highlight of the final number. And the whole season, Tace kept being like, I'm the dancing queen. And I was like, I don't see it. But then this fucking episode, that fucking spin when she did like a little faux voguing moment. Then she hit like a little spin, hit the ground, and the crybaby where she was humping. I was like, this
girl, you know that's my old trick. That's my choreography. I used to do that at the Monster. Do you remember?
Bianca's gonna kill me, but if y'all ever want to giggle, and I mean laugh until
I love this. No, please.
Laugh until you're crying.
It is good times.
Bianca Del Rio, Defying Gravity.
It's the best thing in the world. It is in New Orleans. I don't know what year it was. I was already living in New York, though, because I had gone back. And I'm on this little string that can't stay straight, and I'm about a foot off the ground. Talk about defying. I was defying that string. It is comedy gold. I need to get a clip of it and repost it, because it is too... Listen, if you can't laugh at your fucking self, girl, and I thought I was the shit till I got on that string.
Sometimes if you go to the comments, folks are like, Bob the drag queen sent me here. This shit. And also, another brilliant moment, because I'm the ultimate drag fan. You also need to check out Bianca Del Rio and Lady Bunny on the Derek and Romaine show. And this was one of the, I think probably one of the funniest things I've ever been a part of myself. Bianca Del Rio, Lady Bunny were on the Derek and Romaine show, and it was just Bianca and Bunny being rotted monsters for a solid hour and a half. It is truly some of the best radio in the world. You will die. You
Well,
will
that's my
just
good
die.
girlfriend. That's my lover of 42 years. Girl, I'm telling you right now, there's nobody funnier than Bunny. And Bunny makes me piss myself laughing. Actually, I've been avoiding her calls for the past 2 days. But because I didn't have, you know how it is. It's like your mom calling. Like, I need an hour to sit down and listen because who knows what's going on. But I heard that she got vaccinated, so that's good. So they're moving
word.
down to my age group eventually.
Now she has a podcast with Monet Exchange.
Yes, I did see that. Yes. So wait, but you guys are still continuing with sibling rivalry, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Monet just is double dipping.
She's branching out. Is that what it is?
Exactly.
Dina Jones trying to leave the group? Is that what it is?
Also, if you all would like to not do the searching and sleuthing, I have just now posted on my Twitter the Bianca Del Rio performance. It is, y'all.
It's comedy gold. It's comedy gold. Yes.
Let's take a question from Tia.
Yeah, let's talk about it because fucking Tina Burner won that lip sync, and I don't even like Miss Red, Yellow, Orange. But she won that lip sync.
I mean,
first and foremost, Tia is my friend. That is my kind of gal. She just said she won that lip sync, and I don't even like that bitch with the orange. That's funny. That's the kind of viewer we need because she's calling it for what it is. You know,
it's true.
It's a tricky thing, you know, and we go back to, you know, it's RuPaul's decision and whatever. But I think Bob was right when she's like, you know, maybe she was ready to send Tina home, and that was just the perfect setup to do so, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Call her username is Anita Blunt, which is Lagrange answer the chat. But but it was like, yeah, I mean, I'm not one of those queens who yell like production, but like in this one, I just did not agree with the judges. I did not agree with their assessment of Tina. I thought that Tina did a really fucking good job throughout the entire episode. And honestly, she scrubbed Utica. She scrubbed Utica in that fucking lip sync.
But the thing is, though, is that Tina is a lip sync queen. I mean, you know, for years, she would do shows in New York that were 6 hours long of just lip syncing. So that is her thing, which is why I thought maybe this would have been the turning point for her on that episode. You know what I mean? Like, okay, this is the moment when they see her for what she does. But sadly, that's the case. I mean, remember, we're dealing with judges that have to say something. And I always tell everybody that. When they're like, well, she said this about so-and-so. I go, they have to say something. And you'd be surprised at the amount of shit that doesn't air. But one of my favorite moments ever from our season was Ben de la Creme, who I love and who was, you know, going through the competition and doing a great job. But then Michelle said, you're hiding behind costumes. You know, you're this and that. I can't see who you really are. And the next episode, she's dressed as a bug. You hear me? A bug. And comes down the runway. And Michelle goes, this is who you are. We finally see who you are. This is amazing. She's a bug. She's a fucking bug. Like, what? Bug helmet. Not even like a little sexy bug. A bug helmet standing on stage. And Michelle has the nerve to say, we finally see you. What the fuck?
I was saying I want Ross Matthew to sell shirts that say, I'm going to have to disagree with Michelle, because every time Michelle says anything, Ross is always like, I'm going to have to disagree with Michelle. That is Ross's drag name is have to disagree with Michelle. We have time for maybe two more comments, Jamie. So I'll only send through two more. Let's take a comment from Victor, who is wearing a mask but Bianca, I'm looking at this one looks like it's going to be in whispers. So let's turn up ear and Bianca.
Close. I got it up.
Bianca, I'm a really big fan and I love you, but that emoji, you look like a white woman.
Well, first of all, I didn't pick the emoji. My assistant picked the emoji, and I think I look like a lesbian lighting designer. I will work on the emoji. Literally, he picked something to fill the void, and everybody is sensitive about this. First of all, I'm looking at Bob's emoji, and she is not this cute. So I don't understand why she got Honey Mahogany as her little freaking emoji when this bitch looks nothing like it. So I will
a
fix my emoji. I am not a white woman. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a white woman, because then I'm going to have to hear that as a white woman. I'm offended, but we'll make sure I look better, girl.
But it's so not the fit. Like, why y'all don't know? So Bianca's gonna admit here. You heard it here first. Bianca has been bleaching her skin.
Oh yes, yes,
Bianca
that's
is
me.
skin bleaching.
That's
You
me.
look like Alex from Orange is the New Black.
I'm gonna fix it, bitch. I'm gonna fix it today. I will make it appropriate. I mean, you know, of course, they let you slide with your denial, but my denial, ooh, too much.
All right, I'm gonna take one from Ian Hippolyta. This is a long one. Here we go.
Oh God.
My question is, what makes a winner on Drag Race? Is it the most challenge wins? Is it the person who is the most popular? Is it the person who does the best in the last episode and the final lip sync? Because if it is any of those things, Lawrence Chaney was none of those things. I feel like if it was down to the last episode, Taste was probably the best performance. And obviously if it was down to challenge wins, Bimini had the most wins. So I'm kind of confused as to when Rue decided that Lawrence was the winner. If it was like before the COVID break, then great. But since the COVID break, Lawrence has struggled. He struggled in the Snatch Game. He struggled in the EastEnders Challenge, the dancing challenges. So I'm just a bit confused.
Well, let me end your confusion. RuPaul personally picked someone just to piss you off. Does that make you feel better? Who the fuck knows? Who knows what the reasoning is? And I think that's the thing. I think when everybody says it's just a TV show, y'all don't understand. It's just a TV show. It don't change RuPaul's paycheck. RuPaul don't care about backlash. RuPaul don't give two fucks about you, your opinion, what you think at all. So in the end, she just goes, bloop, that's who I pick. For whatever the reason is, she didn't even have to justify why she picked that bitch. So that's just the way it works. You know, she's snatching trophies and Emmys and millions of dollars and globe trotting. She probably don't even know who Lawrence or Bimini is. It's just what she does. So I think y'all need to embrace that much, you know, and go, here we are, season 46 in America and season 2 in the UK. Continue to get upset by her choices because she's just going to do whatever the fuck she wants. She gives zero fucks.
Right? And I think RuPaul makes it very clear. She goes, I'm consulted, but the final decision is mine to make.
Yeah.
And she has made that abundantly clear. It's just based on what she likes. It's literally because, I mean, this is not the first time that the person with the most wins didn't win the show. Shea Coulee had the most wins on her season, but Sasha Velour, Shea Coulee had double the wins of Sasha. But Sasha still won. And I think they're looking at, I don't know what they're looking at, a bigger picture. They're looking at a bigger package. They're looking at your presence online. They're looking at, you know, they're probably looking at a lot of different stuff. It's not just necessarily what you did on this final episode. Because if it was based on the final episode, then Taste would have won, but that wouldn't make any sense because Taste struggled. Taste been in the bottom 4 times and struggled the entire season. So it's obviously a collection of things.
I also think that we're at this point where there's so many seasons that there is no proper journey. You know, like I remember before our season where you watch Jinx, it was like the outcast, the different one. And to see her win was a great story. Now we don't necessarily have that type of formulated situation, you know, and that situation has been done. So you just don't know where it's going to go or what you're going to do. And y'all getting all mad and tweeting about it is really kind of probably hysterical to Rue because it's endless of we think and it should be. But in the end, if you've been on the show and you've had the experience and you've had the platform, you know, you're there. You know what I mean? The win, especially with the UK and no prize money, there is no difference between any of the other people there. I think it's a great opportunity for all of them. It's celebrate and drag. They all get to perform somewhere, somehow when this COVID shit is over. That it's just not that serious. And sometimes the person that doesn't win gets the benefit because they're constantly told you should win, unless you're Monet. Unless you're Monet. No, she doesn't deserve it.
Jamie, we do have time for one more if you want to send one more through. In the meantime, if you have been tuning in, if you're one of the 1,000 folks listening, me and Bianca are here talking about Drag Race UK and a little bit about Drag Race America at the same time. I just want to, first of all, give a big congratulations to Lawrence Chaney. I think you did such a good job. You were so funny. I laughed from the moment she walked in and she said, Lawrence Chaney is like the Loch Ness Monster, a legend. I was like, honestly, she's great. This girl she's funny. And honestly, she looks stunning. Like she has She has a little bit of Bianca Del Rio in her styling somehow. Did you see your influence in her?
Well, girl, not my influence. I didn't create the same dress in every color. I wasn't the only one. There's other people that have done. But come on, yeah. We also have to say Lawrence is 23 years old. This is kind of amazing. I mean, literally, as I said before, all of them are under 26 years old. So how lucky to have this opportunity at 26, and how they're going to grow and how they're going to become performers. No, it's good, you know? And I can't say that all the time about America, but I can say it about the UK. Girl.
Listen, quickly go ahead and follow. If you're listening, follow both me and Bianca right here on the Stereo app. That way you will know every single time we go live. I am upset. Let me say right now, this is not any shade to any app in the world. The reason why I love the Stereo app is because in this time of like TikTok and Instagram, there's a million apps. This app is actually paying its creators. Do y'all hear what I'm saying right now? The other apps are cool. Clubhouse is great. Blah, blah, blah. Instagram Live is great. But this app is genuinely paying its creators, which is why I really fucking love this app. And it's fucking... Let's
be real. This is a great way for you to look good because we don't have to see you. So that's the...
Exactly.
That's the good part. Remember, I'm the ugly one, you fucking bitch. I'm going to get you good. I'm going to find every ugly photo of you and post a complete album on Twitter and say, this bitch calling me ugly.
Who's gonna fire up your computer for you, Grandma?
I'm a worker. I got a long extension cord.
As a reminder, you can head over to my Twitter to see the Bianca's amazing Defying Gravity.
You know what, bitch? You are gonna get it so fucking good. Don't you worry, because you know Monet and I have been collecting photos of you, and I've got a stash. So get ready for the arsenal, you fucking piece of shit. I've never liked you. I thought Kim Chi should have won.
All right, this is our last one. This is from Cal. Let's hear it.
Hi Bianca. Hi Bob. If you two were both in the final together, who would win and why?
Oh, well.
Listen, if I have nothing, I have delusional confidence. I thought I was going to win Drag Race as soon as they called me. Even when I showed up and I saw how gorgeous Kim and Naomi, I saw Chi-Chi doing backflips, and I still in my head thought I could send this bitch home if I needed to. Like, that's how delusional I am when I compete. So in my mind, if I were to go back, I would win the competition. I have to have that mindset.
Well, you know, we have that opportunity with winter season, so get ready. Yeah, we'll see how that
exactly.
Well, let's see how that works out. Yeah. Get ready, bitch. Bring your A game. Grandma's greased up her wheelchair. My wheelchair is greased and ready to roll, bitch.
No, but really,
it's on.
I really want to see your we'll figure it out because Stitching and Bitching, Bianca's costume design competition.
We could do it. Yeah.
That would be that would be amazing.
Well, now that we're both in California, we can have a ladies' lunch and we can talk about this. No, I was thinking something like behind the seams, and then you create the situation where you actually then create, because I mean, a lot of the stuff, now we've turned this into me, but the thing is, a lot of the stuff that I buy when I travel is I go to vintage stores and find great fabrics and then repurpose, because everybody thinks you need to create new stuff all the time, but there's a lot of great fabrics and looks and things that you can transform into other stuff. So I have a collection of photos of things that I've transformed that I eventually would like to show and say, hey, this is what you can do with a thrift store find or an Etsy purchase, and you can turn to that. Actually, Violet Chachki and I have been talking a lot about that on this Drive and Drag tour. Who would have thought, me and Violet talking? But what's funny is that,
by the way, Violet ended up being one of my favorite people to tour. She's so funny. People don't realize she's actually really sweet. We did get into a fight. It is on the record that I have argued with more Rue girls on tour than anybody. I argued with Jake,
I know.
Violet,
I've heard the stories. But you know what's so funny is that I am the least bothered one. It's like none of it, like they all think I'm gonna be this raging bitch, and I'm just like, girl, I don't care about you. I don't give two shits.
And it's always me. I am always arguing with somebody.
I don't care. I don't even bother to learn their names. I don't care. I just announce them and move on.
So y'all look out for either behind the scenes or Stitching and Bitching, because
we'll make it happen.
I didn't say that. All right. Bianca, I fucking love you.
I love you, whorebag.
Let's
I
do
can't
another one
wait
of these soon.
I cannot wait to hug your skinny self.
Keto.
Keto, girl, you're probably starving right now. Well, you know what? In your honor, I'm going to order Domino's right now and 2 lava cakes, and I'm going to send you a photo just for posting that video of me, you nasty troll. But you know, it's on the internet. I'm gonna post Bob's porn, so get ready, people. It's gonna be.
Just let me monetize it, bitch. Just give me some money for it. All right. Thank you all for joining us. Again, follow me and Bianca right here. And you can always, if you tuned in late, you can always go back and listen to the show because we still have all of our shows are saved from the app. All right. I love you, girl.
And also
Peace.
let you know that every Thursday is my new podcast, the Bianca Del Rio podcast. So this Thursday, in to find me wherever podcasts are found. All right.
Well, just makes sense. And you can find me on Sibling Rivalry. Me and Monet do 2 episodes a week. We do a Drag Race review, and then we do an episode that's not about Drag Race, where you can find us as well. I love you so much, Bianca. Let's hang out again soon.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.